Congratulations, by the way, for the appointment right to the grand final also being added, which is fantastic, to the A-League panel. Give them a round of applause for that. What does it feel like for you to have to achieve this level? I mean, it's a pretty good accolade.
Oh, it's nothing much that I've done. It's more of a testament to the setup we've got here in SA. Great coaches and great competition week in, week out to apply our trades. So yeah, it's a testament to the whole setup here in SA.
Well, a lot of the players always have superstitions before they go. They put on the left sock first, or they scratch their ear. As a referee, do you have any superstitions before a game?
Oh, no, I'm a pretty simple bloke, so just to make sure I rock up the right ground and go from there. So.
Well, you've got one of your best friends next to you because unfortunately he's not playing tomorrow, eh? I think. Well, good luck tomorrow anyway, Daniel, officiating the game. Joe, Mr. Joe Muller, what a remarkable couple of years for you, mate. I'm going to go through this because I think we've all lost count of what you've achieved with the club. Last year you were NPL SA Premiers, NPL SA Champions, NPL National Champions. This year you had an amazing round of 32 in the FFA Cup against Melbourne City. I was there and you guys did pretty well in front of more than 3,000 fans. You defeated the NPL SA Premiers, or beg your pardon, defended the NPL SA Premiers title. We'll play to defend the NPL SA Champions title tomorrow. And then next weekend you start your defence of the NPL National title against Lions FC. How have you managed to do this really consistently over the last couple of years? What's the secret, Joey? Tell us, share it with all the coaches here.
Well, no secret. I think just working with some people that are on the same journey, and the playing staff that we've got at Campbelltown City have been, it's been just an easy road because they've wanted to have a real will, one desire to win games of football and to do well. So for me, it's very easy. Everything that I wanted to do as a coach, the players they bought in, and in fact they drove it. And once you've got that on your side, then for a coach, it's really just two things: get them fit, have them organised, make sure that they just know their roles, and then they drive it themselves. So I've been on the coattails of the players' journey. It's been terrific.
Con, to you now. It's been a remarkable rise to the top for Adelaide Comets, and well done. Most years Adelaide Comets is always tipped to be one of the stronger teams, but the Champions title is one that has eluded the club. Of course, last year saw Comets lift its first major title with the FFA Cup Federation Cup. How important is it to the club to win tomorrow?
Well, listen, thanks, Tom.
Was that a funny one?
Yeah,
I was a bloody meeting.
Listen, it's not so much important. I think the fact that we are there, it was a tight competition this year. To be there is a big honour to the club. We are enjoying it against a quality opposition against Campbelltown. So, in all honesty, I think whatever happens tomorrow is always the best for the club.
Fair enough, good answer. To Ian, Fifey, following on from my previous question to Joe, you're of course one of the most experienced older heads in the playing group. You have a pretty good distinguished playing career in the A-League. What sets this club apart from others, do you think, even though you're not playing tomorrow?
Yeah, just along the same lines that Joe said. We've got a good group of people down the club, real honest, hard-working people that care for the club. The coaching staff, with Stubbsy coming on this year, is first class. You know, Joe and what he's achieved and how he coaches speaks for itself. I think you see that by the way the players respond and continue to respond year after year. And then finally the playing group. The playing group are just really, first of all, they're technically very gifted young men, but also their character. And character in the team takes you a very long way. And through character, you can build a good culture at the club. And I think that's what we've done for the last couple of years.
Alan, to you now. It's been another remarkable season for yourself personally, again taking part in every senior match this season, which is amazing. Last season you were awarded your second Sergio Melter medal. Now, how much does winning tomorrow, of course, personal accolades are good, but this is a team effort. How much does it mean tomorrow to win with the team?
It's always much better. The personal accolades are good, but with the team it's so much more special. With the night out, it's a lot better as well. So, yeah, it's just to win with others. It's special because you know, like you train all year, you've got a long pre-season. The squad we've got at the moment is the first time where we've had a team where the players are close, the girlfriends are close, our parents are even close, which is weird. So it's a family affair, real close-knit group. Con's come in, done a great job, so yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
Terrific. It's always good to have the girlfriends nice and close too, isn't it? No, I mean, just to support you guys. Joey, back to you. You've been at the club now for amazing 6 years. That's gone pretty quick. At that time, you won 2 championships, 2 premierships, a national title, and qualified for the FFA Cup with another 2 titles left to claim this season. Now, with my mate Phil Stubbins as your assistant, you've had a remarkable team. Are we going to see you? I remember asking you this question at your presentation night. Are we going to see you this year? And you weren't sure, but you came back. Next year, are you going to be back?
Well, it's been 7 years.
Sorry about that.
7 years. I haven't had I've been working in football now as a player in the old NSL, and then went straight from when I finished playing in 95, 96, straight into coaching, which has been terrific. I haven't had actually a break through the Australian winter, so more than likely, and we'll speak to the club after the weekend, but more than likely looking for a little bit of a break. It doesn't mean, you know, break from football altogether, just having maybe an Australian winter over in either Europe or something like that for a period of time. So maybe it's time to have a break, but we've got a lot of things to take care of before then, starting with tomorrow night, and it's all about that, and the week after, of course, and it's about the players. So that's where our focus is as a club at the moment.
Okay, so after the week after, we take it that you won't be coaching next year.
We don't know.
All right. Back to you, Con. It's been confirmed recently, of course, that you won't be continuing. We know that as head coach next season with your last game for the club. Could be the grand final. And what would tomorrow mean for you personally, obviously, going out on a big high?
I think it'll probably be the icing on the cake. You know, I came in round 6, and I think since then, you know, everything that we've worked to achieve, I think it's been a bonus. If we do win tomorrow, which we've obviously got a chance, I think it'll be a personal thing as well. So it's good.
All right. Well, good luck for whatever you're doing after that, mate. Back to Ian. Ian, of course, you're not playing tomorrow because you're suspended for a red card after the game. How does that happen? But anyway, is this your last season or are you coming back next year?
I'm not sure. I'm 37, so you know, at this stage, I always take it game by game. You know, when you get to this age, you really realise how much you love the game, you know, and respect the game. And every training session, every game could be your last. But if I do wrap it up this season, I'll be very happy with what I've achieved over the last few years, especially with Campbelltown. So I would say so, yeah.
So it is?
Yeah,
last year. All right. I think we should give him a round of applause now. Oh, we take all that back then. Is coaching on the agenda somewhere down the track?
It wasn't up until probably a couple of years ago, having discussions with Joe about coaching, you know, and just the ins and outs of it, and just picking his brain a little bit over a few things here and there. I think it's going to be something you're really passionate about and that you really want to do, because it's completely different to being a player. I can see that through, you know, what Joe's done over the last couple of years, but also being involved with other coaches and picking up things from them as well. It's a very hard gig to be able to do, so you've got to be all in, you've got to be 100% in on it, and at the moment, I'm probably not 100% in on it. So at this stage, I would say probably not, but I will, you know, go and get all the accreditation, because you never know what can happen in the future, you never know what opportunities open up, what doors open up, and, you know, mindsets and feelings change all the time, so there may be a stage down the track in my life that I really want to pursue being a coach.
Well, let's hope so, mate, because you certainly have a lot to offer. Finally, to Alan, as mentioned previously, you have this amazing ability to be able to play in every senior match throughout the season. Now, you did this last season as well, which is amazing. You were clearly looking after yourself very well. You also were still quite young. What aspirations have you got for your playing career? Of course, you've already had a stint in the A-League. Is that still on the radar? You've got a mention, by the way. Is that still on the radar?
It's never off the radar, so that's what I try to do, keep my body fit, healthy, really look after myself. The pre-season, you set that base. Probably something I didn't have when I went to the A-League. I went straight from the season straight into the A-League. That's one of the harder things, is managing your body. You're stepping up a division and then you played 40 games, you work on the side as well. So I pride myself on my fitness, try to play every game, and yeah, whatever comes from that, comes from that. Yeah, so if anything does eventuate, I'd be happy to take it, but if it doesn't, you know, life does go on. So, yeah.
Have you spoken to Bruce?
No, I'll speak to him after.
Brucey, get ready for it. All right, guys, all I want to say is let's hope it's a fantastic game tomorrow. I'm sure it will be a great game tomorrow night at Cooper Stadium. A round of applause for Joe Con here. And best of luck to the away team. So